As a student pilot, flying solo is the first big achievement towards getting your private pilot license. So I see student pilots asking all the time, when will I solo? A lot of pilots tend to focus on hours, and a bunch of their replies will be how many hours they had when they soloed, which is less than helpful. So is there a magic number of hours that you're going to need to solo? No, there's not. There are way too many variables for you to judge when you're going to solo from other pilots' experiences. Like if you learn to fly in Phoenix, it's going to be vastly different from someone who learned to fly in the middle of nowhere, Kansas. Of course it's going to take you longer in Phoenix, because you're dealing with airspace, air traffic control, other aircraft, and more. There's a lot that you have to know and manage before you can solo versus the guy from Kansas. And let's not even talk about when some of these guys soloed. Aircraft themselves have gotten more advanced, requiring more time in the cockpit just to learn how to use the avionics. So if there's no magical number, then when will it happen? Well, that really depends on you, so let's talk about the things your CFI is looking for before they send you out on your own. First and foremost, they're looking to see if you're a safe flyer. You need to be proficient at the controls and have all the basic flight maneuvers down. That means climbs, descents, turns, stalls, slow flight, and emergency procedures. Managing airspeed, coordination, and altitude is a big must too. Plus, you have to be able to take off and land on your own. Now, they're not looking for perfection, just that you can execute these safely. Alongside that, they're looking for cockpit management. Remember, you're not just flying the plane. You're working with checklists, other traffic, communicating with air traffic control, knowing where you are, and more. There's a lot to do, and you've got to show that you're capable of managing it all, truly taking command of the cockpit. This also means that you're thinking ahead of the plane and not just reacting to it, always preparing for what you need to do next. So that seems like a lot, but it can all come rather quickly, especially if you're dedicated to your training. If you fly regularly, show up prepared for each flight, and are in a way taking charge of your flight training, you'll get through things in way less time than the guy that isn't. And it's a sign to your instructor that you're taking things seriously. Now let's talk about some of the signs that your instructor thinks you're getting close to your solo. Your instructor is going to be almost hands off the controls completely, and you'll notice that they're purposely increasing your workload to see how you manage it. You may find yourself in a lot of random simulated emergencies. They may even play tricks on you to see if you catch it. My instructor would distract me during touch and goes and change the fuel selector to see if I picked it up on my next before landing checklist. Some of what they do may seem frustrating and make you feel under pressure, or even like your instructor's just giving you a hard time, but really they're all good signs. This next thing you may have already taken care of if you are in a flight school, which is getting your student pilot and medical certificates. But if you're learning privately, your instructor is going to start asking you about them because they're required for you to solo. Just like the pre-solo test that they're going to send home with you to make sure you have the knowledge that you need for it. Now let's say you're all trained up and have your paperwork taken care of. So when are you going to solo? Well, it's all up to your instructor. They may be waiting for a less busy day at the airport or good weather. Remember, if anything happens, you're their liability, and they want to make sure that the conditions are right and that you really are ready to take to the skies on your own. But if you feel ready, you're doing all the things that we've discussed, and your solo just isn't happening, it's time to have a talk with your instructor to see where they think you're at and what you need to do to get there. Same thing goes if you're at a flight school. Talk to someone about it. Now here's a tip for you guys who haven't soloed yet. Something that can help you get there. Talk out loud. Say what you're doing next. Call out your own mistakes and announce the corrections you're going to make. The more you talk, the less your instructor wonders what you're doing, and the more confidence they have that you know what you're doing. Alright, that's it for this video, and if you liked it, please throw it a thumbs up and tell us about your solo experience down in the comments. Your contributions on other videos are really turning into a great resource for other prospective pilots. Anyways, share aviation wherever you can, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, all this? Yeah, video coming out on this one soon, so please subscribe, you're gonna love it.